Keeping track of my 7-day average has been key to staying on plan for the long term. In 2015, I started weighing myself every day, and I read an article at that time that said, really, it's helpful if you weigh every single day and then you keep track of your 7-day average. The article that I read said that people actually had better success sticking with the plan over the long term if they looked at that number instead of just their daily weight. And this has really helped me to take a long view of where am I at, like where did I come from, and then how is my weight trending. I know the argument is, well, I'll just weigh once a week, because I think there's a fear there that, if you're weighing every day, you're like obsessing about your weight. But I've found it's actually much better because you're getting more data. If you're weighing every day, you have 7 times as much data to work with. So what the 7-day average is really, really simple. You just take your weight that you had every single day for the past 7 days, you add it up, and you divide by 7. Now, I use my weight tracking spreadsheet to calculate that for me automatically. And the Fitbit app actually does a 7-day average, but it's not a running average. It just takes each week. It takes the past 7 days for that week and does it. So it's not a running average, so that's why I don't use that. Let me give you an example, a visual example of what the single day weights for June 2018 looked like for me. Now, and if I only weighed, let's just say once a week, those numbers look even worse. For example, like if every Friday was my weigh-in day, I would have thought that at the beginning of that month I was at, 147.6, and then, the weight would have fluctuated up and down and up and down, and at the end of the month it would have looked like I only lost like maybe a pound. But if you look at how my 7-day average was, actually at the beginning of the month my weight at a 7-day average was much higher, and then by the end of the month I had lost about 4 pounds almost. So it really has helped me to learn how to look at the long view, and it evens it out. Now, it doesn't get rid of all the fluctuations. Like sometimes it'll kind of come up and then it'll go back down, but it's overall a smoother slope down. And what this does is it helps me to not celebrate too quickly, when I have a really low day, but it also helps me to not despair too quickly, when I have, Mexican food the night before and, the weight goes up by a few pounds. It's really given me a lot of freedom to know, like, yeah, there's going to be that up day, but I'm not concerned about that one up day. I'm more concerned with, I really even like to look at about 2 months back. I like to look starting about 2 months back and then just watch how the 7-day average has gone down. And my weight loss at this point, now that I'm in the normal weight range, it has really slowed down, but it has really helped me to keep track of the 7-day average, because it shows me, even though the weight loss is slow, it is still coming down, a third of a pound a week. If I was looking at the daily weights, I probably would never really know. Actually, I probably would have given up a long time ago and said, I'm at where I'm at, and the weight's just not moving anymore. So I probably would have stopped and just said I'll maintain. But by watching that 7-day average, I know, no, it's still coming down. It's slow, but it's still coming down. So I would highly recommend, if you're not keeping track of your 7-day average, try it out and see. I've had a lot of people that tell me they've had the same experience I have. Like, once they started keeping track of the 7-day average, they really could tell, like, oh, the weight is moving. Maybe a little slower, but it is moving down. So that's been my experience with the 7-day average. I'm curious to know, are you keeping track of the 7-day, or maybe you look at something different? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below.